Good morning, everybody. Renee here with Luminous Cosmetics. Gonna walk you through absolutely everything you need to learn about airbrushing. Me and my girl Heather are here with you 5 times a day, every single weekday. That's Monday through Friday. We're gonna walk you through everything you need to know about airbrushing from the very beginning and get you through it, because guess what? It's a breeze. It's so easy. You can do this. Anyone can do this, and then we're here to help you do it. So let's get started by talking about your airbrush system. So this is the Legend system. We also have a Pro system, and we have our Icon system. So we have a few options for you, but the beauty of this is that no matter what, the process is all the same. So we airbrush the same way, how we use the system, all the same. So no worries, whatever system you got, we got you. Good morning, Patty. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's go through what you get in your set. And we also want to bring up that we have some crazy Memorial Day sales going on that include a few new products. So I want to make sure that I'm able to go through those products with you, because holy macaroni, they are amazing. So here you have your system, you have blush, 2 foundations, and love. And with our new Memorial Day sale, you're also going to be, let me tweak this just a little bit. With our Memorial Day sale, you're also going to be getting some amazing products. Let me show you what those are. That is going to be eraser, X out, and also our primer. So I'm going to show you what those all are, because those are so important. If you are just getting a system, you are going to get these in your new kit, and you're going to get a product called Velvet Veil. Let me just show you right there. Velvet Veil. So all of that is included in your set now. So, oh my gosh. We have so much to go over, because I want you to feel super comfortable, especially if you are just ordering a system and this is new. Hi, Candy. Hi, Tamberly. Yes, everything is on sale. All right, so let's get started with our Velvet Veil. This one, okay, it's a toss-up. You could use the primer or the Velvet Veil. I don't think that you need to use both. You can use one or the other. So what's great about it is it comes with your system. So you have a great chance of trying it out and figuring out which one you love the most. So let's just start with some Velvet Veil. Putting a little bit on and spreading that out. Velvet Veil is going to give you a matte finish, smooth out texture, smooth out pores. It's just like an amazing blur on the skin. There we go. Candy just got the Icon Pro, which is awesome, because that's going to give you an extra speed that's going to help you with tanning and full body application, and also has more power. So if you're super comfortable with your application of your foundation, you can actually use that extra setting there. All right, so X out. This one is medium. Love the X out. It is a perfect concealer for under the eye. Let me show you over here. Move that banner for you so you can see. These are the options in coverage for concealers. So X out, I'll show you both. It comes with eraser and X out. So we'll start with X out. And we'll just do a little under the eye. But I'm going to show you when we do X out, I'm going to pull up our easy go-to steps here. You want to get used to the feeling by just using air first, if this is your first time. You also want to always keep your stylus moving and stay 4 fingers width from your skin. You want to barely pull back on that trigger. So let's go ahead and open that trigger up just a little bit. All right, we're starting to see that X out kind of evening out. Now the X out is designed for the eye area, so it has some extra hydrators. It's perfect for the eye area. All right, so X out, that comes in the new, whenever you purchase a new system, that will come with it now for the Memorial Day sale. Then it also comes with eraser. So the reason why I'm doing this first is because with your new set, these are the things that you're going to want to do first. So we did, oh, let me grab another eraser here. You're going, I'm gonna shake this up. A few drops of the eraser. Now what the eraser is going to do is help with redness, and it's more sheer. So it's not going to give you coverage. It's just going to kind of neutralize some redness on the skin. So these are all options. You do not have to use them all together by any stretch of the imagination. No way. You don't have to use them together. But these are all coming with your set, so we might as well, a little too much. We might as well get used to knowing how to use them or understand how to use them and when. All right, so that is the eraser. So let's get into talking about your foundation. So let's try Ultra today. Hi, Patricia. Good morning. Do we have tutorials on contouring? We do contouring in some of our videos. We don't have any set videos on just contouring, but we can do some contouring today at 10 a.m. We can do that for sure. All right, so let's try some Ultra, and we're going to do 3 and 4. We have different coverages on our foundations. So you have sheer to full, medium, medium full, or full. Ultra is a medium. It's a demi matte. It's great for combination skin. It has this beautiful lit from within glow. So it's not shiny, but it's not matte. Like, it's a demi matte. So it's kind of soft. Just, I love Ultra. So if you have a new foundation and you have 2 colors, because that comes in your set, try a little on each side. So that's the 3. And this is the 4. So the 3 is a smidge light and the 4 is a smidge dark. So why don't we mix them? Perfect. All right, Nancy. Okay. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 of Ultra of number 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4 of number 4. And when you want to mix them, you put your finger right here. It's on. Now they are totally mixed. All right. Oop. There's a little timer in this guy. Let me turn it back on. It will turn itself off so you don't accidentally leave it on. I didn't rub that all in where we tested. Patricia, did you want to do airbrush contouring, or do you want to do with our contour palettes? All right. So with the Ultra foundation, you will find that you don't need as much because it has more coverage. I hope that makes sense, because you don't need as much of a product if it has higher pigmenting. Yeah, why don't we just hop on and do some contouring right now? So do you have any of our contour products, Patricia? I want to make sure I'm using what you have. All right, that was our foundation. I'm going to hang tight for just a second while Patricia answers me on what products that she has, because I want to make sure that I use what she has. We can easily do a quick contouring lesson right now. Here's the other thing, guys. What I would actually do normally Nancy, I did not get an email. I did not get an email from you. Not yet. Sorry about that. Okay, no worries. That's fine. You don't have to worry about what you have. I just wanted to make sure if you had something, I showed you what to use. If not, let me show you what I recommend. All right. So we have a product called Contour. So I'm not sure what your skin tone is, Patricia, but whenever you contour, you want to use a product that is darker than your skin tone. So if you already have our products, if you could just drop a number there, let me know what number you're using. I'm going to use the contouring, our actual contouring skin sculptor. Reason being is because this works for my skin tone. It might not work for your skin tone because I can't see you. So I don't know what you are working with over there. So I could give you some recommendations. The thing about contouring is you want to use contour where you want to push back, where you want to recede. So for most people, it's right under the cheekbone to give us a little bit more look. Some people, it goes around the forehead. And that's what I would start with if you're just starting airbrush contouring. All right, so you're fair skin, so this will work for you. We're going to use a few drops of that in there. But what I would recommend for you, Patricia, is do this before you do your foundation, especially if you're just getting started. Let me move my little baby hairs. So I'm barely touching this trigger. Like it is the smallest movement here. But you can see I'm starting to get. Now when it comes to airbrushing and doing more than foundation, say eyeshadow, contouring, any of those things, don't get frustrated. You are going to mess up the first time, I promise you. Because contouring is a very subtle part of a makeup routine, even if it's with a brush. So even if it's with a brush, contouring is super, super delicate. If you get too heavy-handed, it's all out the window. So that's why I also recommend doing it before your foundation, especially if you're new. First, for two reasons. You can blur everything together with your foundation on top. So if it gets a little too strong, you can just softly blur it out. Also, if you mess up completely, you don't have to start all the way over. I mean, sounds good to me, right? You can hit your chin line just a little bit. Guys, remember, this is barely touching. I'll show you here because you guys like these little demos. I am barely, I mean, you're probably like, I don't even see anything, Renee. You see this little bit of a darkness? I don't even see anything. See how barely I'm moving? Barely. See? So what I would do is make sure, here's the trick. You feel where your bone connects, your jawbone connects to your skull. That's where you want to start. Patricia, you still here, girlfriend? Can you do it with the blush? You cannot contour with blush. No, contouring has to be something that is darker than your skin tone. By definition of what contouring is. Highlighting is something that's lighter than your skin tone. Contouring is something that is darker than your skin tone. Okay, or just don't listen to me, Candy. Cool. All right. So you can see we are building the depth. And when I'm looking forward, you can see that it's pushing in, receding, pushing away. what we want to sculpt. So contouring is receding. Highlighting is pulling forward. So whenever you recede, you have to use something that is in the same, that is in the same family of tones, but you also need to make sure that it is darker, and think of it like a shadow. So do you see that this is casting? It's creating the illusion of a shadow. That is what contouring is. Contouring is shadows. It's playing with light 100%. So when you think about what products you use and where you put it, remember that when you contour, it pushes it back. When you highlight, it accentuates and pulls forward. So highlighting is drawing attention with light. Contouring is pushing back and receding. And as you can see, we saw the demo here, the tiniest bit. Guys, I still have plenty in here. That's going to get my corner here. Guys, and remember, if you have a smaller forehead, because I really wish I could see all of your faces right now, because I would give you some tips personally. But if you have a smaller forehead, don't contour your forehead. There's some people who have a smaller forehead. Don't contour your forehead just because I'm doing it. Nancy, that depends. I would say at least 3 to 4. At least. Okay. So after I do contouring, I personally like to kind of set it, and then I'll come back and do some blush. Just because I don't know why. It just makes me, that's just what I like. So I'm going to use just a little bit of translucent powder, and then we'll get into blush and we'll finish it. So if you contour, here's another $1 million question. Do you have to highlight? No. Can you? Yes. Can you contour with airbrush and highlight with powder? Yes. Okay. So there's really, okay, so there, we say there is no rules, but there are some rules. We definitely want to make sure that we are looking at products that will create depth, and that's how you contour. So that's why we don't use any kind of color. We want to use it within the same range of skin tone. So that's kind of what we do with contour. We also want to make sure that we are only putting it where we want to push back. So recede. We want this part, because I'm a model, right? To recede and push back. And then we want to do it very lightly. Otherwise, it can look gray. It can look gray. It can look shadowy in the bad way. All right, let's do some blush. All right, I'm going to do Tulip Blush. And I'm just going to stack that. On top of see how that pretty that looks when it's stacked on top of that contour? Just barely touching. So I love when you have a little bit of contour, because I think that the blush just looks more blended. Do you guys like that? I love that. All right. So I hope that that makes sense for you, Patricia. It really, I'm telling you, first time I did it, I messed up. Probably the first 5 times I did it, I messed up. It's just makeup. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. You're probably going to mess up. It's fine. We all do. It's no big deal. It's just makeup. But practice it. Try it before your foundation. It makes it a little bit more forgiving because it can blend away little by little. And remember, when it comes to contour, less is more. Less is more. Like, you don't need a lot to really make a statement. You're not, I mean, unless I'm wrong. I mean, it could be wrong. You're not a Kardashian and you're not walking the red carpet. Unless you are, then I'm wrong and I'm sorry. Sorry for my mistake, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you're not. We are. We're real people. So we want something that's going to look real. Trust me, you're going to goof it up. It's just makeup. It's no big deal. So practice. Think about where you want to push back. And then it's just, I love the look of it. But I would definitely recommend not using a bronzer to contour. Why? I'm going to show you. I think it's right here. I have this palette. Why? Guys, you're getting, hold on, I'm going to need some coffee. You guys are really getting me first thing in the morning, you know? I mean, I love you for it. But you were like, Renee, it's hump day. We're going to go in and we're going to get it. And I'm like, all right, okay. So this is a contour palette. Uh-oh. What do you mean, Nancy? Why I didn't like it. Uh-oh, here's why I didn't like it. Did you use bronzer? Did you use bronzer? Okay, so bronzer. These have a cooler undertone. You're like, what? Okay, hold on. Look. Spray bronzer. The airbrush bronzer. So the airbrush bronzer is a little bit warmer. Not quite as warm as the powder, but it's easier to see it in here. So these have a cooler undertone, which creates shadow. Bronzers add warmth. Do you see how this kind of has a little bit of gray to it? So bronzer adds warmth, like sun-kissed. Contour has a little bit of gray to it, which when you think about a shadow, okay, close your eyes. Think about a shadow. Like if you were drawing your shadow on a piece of paper with a crayon, what kind of colors would you use? Like dark blues or dark purples or grays, maybe even gray mixed with black. All of these have like a gray undertone. So they have blue or gray in them. Now, when you use bronzer and you think about the sun, you have warmth and yellow and orange. And you think about a tan, and a tan is bronzy, right? So when you think about, that, that's why we want to use things that are created for contouring, that's why we use those colors. Hey there, Candy. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Hey, where do I get your airbrush makeup kit? I live in Trinidad. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? Patricia, let me give you the customer care email. And I'm going to pop the email in here. Go ahead and give them a quick email and ask them. I'm not sure about the shipping to the Caribbean. So send them an email and they'll let you know what the process is if that's available. So send them an email. And can I come over? I don't know. I could use a trip to the Caribbean right now. Okay. So, all right, so I hope that explained a little bit about contouring, why we do it, what does it mean, why we choose the products that we use, why don't we just use bronzer? So thinking about why we use the product. So you can use a contour, then a bronzer, and then blush. You can. But they all do different things. So I hope that explains a little bit more. Patty, you going with me? We're going to Patricia's. Everybody get in the car or the plane or the boat. Let's go. I'm so ready for a vacay. All right. So I hope that helps everybody. I hope that you get a little bit more out of contouring. I hope that you understand why we do it and why we have different products for it, that we aren't just like, oh, here's just another bronzer and we're going to call it contour. So it has a whole different effect. So I hope that everybody understands a little bit more about contouring. Everybody is going to Patricia's house. So look, she invited us after we invited ourselves. Yay! I've never been. I want to go so bad. It's on my list. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will be back at 10 a.m. Thank you guys, and I will see you later.